In the time of corrupt DC, I want my money. Gravy in my veins, and my son Hunter is a junkie. With the plastic-faced wife, spray paints her dresses. My dog bites you all while I'm sniffing the pantyhose. So you ain't black, but they'll call me dark, branded on the food stamps, burning down the country hard. Yo, cut it. Fear. I fall down the stairs. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you impeach me?
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. So it's really nice to cover uplifting news on this program. It's nice to laugh a little bit, kick back, and actually, enjoy life, right? And it's wonderful to report to you that comedy is back, that comedy is alive, and that we can laugh again. Ladies and gentlemen, this week began with a deeply politically incorrect, incredibly offensive, meaning hysterical roast of Tom Brady on Netflix. I encourage you to watch it. It's really, really funny. Jokes that like your grandfather would only tell in his garage were being slung left and right. Nobody was safe, and that's the way that comedy should be. This clip did 10 million. How starved are people for comedy? This clip did 10 million views alone. Off my X profile, 59,000 likes, 9,000 bookmarks so that people could watch it again and just laugh. It's so great to see this. But little did we know that the week would end with a brand new stand-up comic that many haven't heard of, named Josh Ocean Thomas, ripping into a Biden administration official who dared go to one of his shows in Chicago. So he's there, he's in a blue city, he's in Chicago, and a guy who works for Joe Biden comes up and gets completely and totally roasted. It's awesome. He went thermonuclear viral, got written up by Fox News and a lot of other places for ripping into having the bravery and the brass in his shorts to rip into a Joe Biden worker. Oh, you're not allowed to make fun of Joe Biden. Don't talk mean about Joe Biden or the Joe Biden employees. Ma'am, this isn't America. And you're allowed to talk about anybody you want here. That's what makes this country so great. There are no protected classes, and comics are some of the last people who actually know that, and it's a good thing. Joining us now, Josh Ocean Thomas. You have created an ocean of liberal tears, salty liberal tears. You kayak through them with a viral segment that you've done. You did in Chicago. The ball's on you, man. To go after a worker for Joe Biden, employee of Joe Biden. And
yeah, we did it.
This has gone thermonuclear. It's just hilarious. First off, let's do the setup of the clip. You were in Chicago.
I'm in Chicago. I'm currently in a bunker because I'm an Arab making fun of the president. So I'm taking precautions. So I'm currently in a bunker in Boston, undisclosed location until this passes. But basically, I'm actually going to be posting the full clip later today on my YouTube page. It was a normal showcase. Basically, I'm not a political stand-up comedian. I don't really go for like the political stuff. I don't have any written politics. I have one now about Stormy Daniels I'm working on. That's like my only thing. It's actually going to be pretty funny. I'm excited about it. But I'm not really a political stand-up comic. I went up, I did my opening bit, and a big thing about me is every comedy show, I'm huge on crowd work. I love crowd work. I think it's fun, it's spontaneous. It really connects the audience because it's like I get to know who's in the crowd. I get to talk to him, learn about him, and then we all get to laugh about him. This guy fell victim of that, unfortunately. It started by me pointing out that he was with a group of his friends all sitting in a line, 6 white guys. They look straight out of a boy band or like a liberal arts theater company, and it was funny to see them all sitting together. So I was like, I love this row of white we got, and I started just kind of being like, what's your name, dude? And it went from there. And the second he said he worked for the Biden administration, I had to, like, my personal brain and my comedic brain went different ways. My personal brain took a seat in the back and went, this is really gonna suck for him, and my comedic brain went for his throat. And because here's the thing, when someone says that, everyone's thinking the same thing in the room. It doesn't matter. It could have been, he could have said Trump, he could have said Biden. Everyone's like, this comedian, how now? This is the comedian's job to ruin his night. So it was a responsibility that I was crowned with, and I hope I did it justice. I would have done it for anything. Like I said, I don't take with my comedy is completely different from my person. I don't take sides with my comedy. I don't have political beliefs in my comedy. My comedy is my comedy, and he navigated it, and I stir the shit. It was crazy.
Oh. So let's stir it up. Here's the clip that is gone, just thermonuclear, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of views so far. Let's go, baby.
You work for the Biden administration.
This is when I knew he was fucked.
Wake him up, or it's your job. Hey! There's a war! Okay, what do you do for the Biden administration? What a shit show of a job you have. I can't believe you admitted that from all this freedom. You have the freedom to lie. You could have said you were a hooker and I would have been proud of you. What do you do?
I travel to southern states.
He's done, man.
He's done. And then I came back to the kill shot.
What the fuck are you talking about? What's your job? You know, hey, listen, I know you guys want Trump, but Biden, I mean, wow. Are you ready to be unemployed, or what's your vibe?
Okay, so a couple of things here. You're in Chicago when you're doing this bit.
Yes, this is the Chicago Laugh Factory on Broadway in Belmont. That's I have my own show there the first Friday of every month, but I'm also a regular there, so I perform there throughout the week.
And Chicago is, of course, legendary for comics.
Oh, yeah, that's why I moved there. I moved there when I was 18 years old. I'm really young. I just look like shit. So I'm 23 years old. A lot of people think I'm a lot older, but I'm 23, and I moved there when I was 18 for college, and then started doing the stand-up stuff, and I love it to death, and it's so much fun. And, yeah.
You've lived through term like Joe Biden's 4 years in office. You don't look like shit. We all look like shit. Okay, we all look like shit. We all go check out of the grocery store, go to the gas station. We all look like shit.
Yeah, it was. I've seen it all, and I also started comedy in the height of the pandemic. When nothing was open except one comedy club on the south side of Chicago called Riddles, and I would go there when I was just starting out, put my name on a list. I'd be number 52. I would have class the next day at 9 a.m. It would be 1 a.m. I would do my bits. They would bomb. I would bounce. And I did that for months and years. And now I'm finally, regulars at the clubs in the city and bouncing around the country and just doing club spots and showcases. And I'm loving it. I mean, it's just my dream. I'm in no rush to get anywhere big yet. I'm really right now just trying to hone it and be good at it.
So, like, as a comic, you're like reading. As a comic, you have to read the room. You have to obviously get people on your side. You have to understand what the pressure points are.
And you have split seconds to do it.
Yes.
So I basically, as soon as he said, you can't really hear it in the video because the audience is mic'd, but not all the way. But basically, I look for any cue in the audience that's going to tell me what side I need to take. And that's how I play my comedy. I need to play to the crowd that's there. I'm in Chicago, which is a melting pot, so I really didn't know which way the crowd wanted me to go with it. But as soon as he said Biden administration, I heard a mass majority of like almost like a gasp, like a oh no, like this is going to be bad for him situation. So I immediately knew which way I had to take it. And it was, you're fucked. And so yeah, that's the way we went with it. And you have to read the room quick, and you also have to know when to stop. By the end of it, you'll see, I'll post the rest of the tape on my YouTube today. By the end of it, I started making more jokes about him, yada, yada, yada. And then I felt the laugh start to like simmer, like, okay, we're done with this bit. And then I pulled out. And then I went back into my material more. I did more crowd work with other people in the crowd. I made best friends with a pair of lesbians. And there was just like a lot of fun stuff that night. It was a really just eventful set. And it was a fun set.
So like you feel the energy, and honestly, like this is a time-honored tradition to talk shit about our political class in America.
Totally.
It really doesn't matter who's president. You like,
I just don't. The president is the butt of the joke.
That's right. I don't understand. That's the way it's been for, of course, my entire life. And I don't understand why suddenly that's gone away because of Joe Biden. But there are articles about how everybody pulls their punches with this guy. And that happened with the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It happens on late night TV. It happens on SNL. And Joe Biden is really worthy of ridicule, and possibly more worthy since he's falling down the stairs. He's falling across the stages. He can't speak. Well, like the guy is comedy gold.
That's one thing I do like about Joe Biden. I'm a big fan of physical comedy. So that's the only reason why I really watch the news. But I will say that Here's the thing. I'm not a political guy. Like I said, I'm not a political comedian. I don't take political sides with my stand-up. But everyone is subject to being made fun of. That's why I do comedy. That's why I love crowd work, because if I do crowd work, I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, gay, you're my mom, you're my dad, you're my sister, you're my boss. I don't care. I'm just really here to get a laugh. My job, come on stage, buy a laugh. Your job, buy a ticket, have a laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm looking for. I'm just looking for the laugh, and I don't really care. I don't really, everyone's if you're in the room and you say something, you're at an expense. You're the president, you're at an expense to be made fun of. You're a leader. You have to be, no one is safe from comedy is my take on it. No one should be safe from it. Everyone deserves to be made fun of.
That is like the root of all comedy. It's also the root of the First Amendment. And there's a reason why the First Amendment is written in the way it is like to
Which
actually
I totally
ridicule.
Read.
Yeah, there's a ridicule the political class. King George banned like cartoons made of him and banned people making fun of him. And it was like part of actually like the American founding is there's nobody deserving more of ridicule or to be brought down a notch than our political leaders, no matter who they are. Yeah. I just don't understand. The reason why you went viral, and we do this every single day, we feel the energy of the internet and we feel the energy of like viral moments. The reason you're going viral is because no comics have the balls to make fun of Joe Biden.
Yeah, I don't really have the balls to do much. I like adrenaline. I'm a big adrenaline guy. I'm a skydiver. I'm a scuba diver. I dive with sharks in San Diego. I was a kayak tour guide in San Diego. I like adrenaline. And so anytime I get like this will be fun, fuck it. So it was really, for me, that whole, you can see me sweating if you zoom in. It was, it was adrenaline. I'm like, there could be half this people. Yeah. And there was people in the audience that I went to liberal arts school with. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, bro, they're not going to expect this.
The audience was rolling.
Yeah, they had fun with it. And so that's what's fun for me is it's just like, it was adrenaline because it's forbidden fruit.
Yeah. Why? Why is it forbidden?
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I said, I wasn't even thinking in the moment. My moment was just like, there's something to be made fun of here. I have to. That's my job. It's our job as comedians to make fun of everything.
Yes. This is the thing Dave Chappelle says, I think it was his last Netflix stand-up, maybe the one before. He's like, when you make fun of somebody, you're humanizing them. You're like saying you're part of the joke. Like this is how men talk to each other. They talk shit. And so you're part of the joke because if we're not talking trash about you, that means we don't love you. And I think it's like so that's why you shouldn't take yourself so seriously or your political movement so seriously. It's actually a good thing to be made fun of.
Everything should be made fun of. It's what keeps us going. It's fun. Why do we got to be serious about everything? Let's just laugh. That's all. That's why I started stand-up. I didn't start stand-up being like, I'm going to make fun of Joe Biden on May 2024. Like, no, I started stand-up being like, I'm just going to make fun of everything. My act is like, this compared to my act so different. I joke about being a hairy Arab in certain areas. I talk about, my ex relationships. I talk about my life experiences. Everything in my life is made fun of. I make fun of my mom, my dad, my sister, my friends' beliefs, the audience's beliefs, everything. That's what the goal is. The goal is just to humanize everything.
I have a belief that at the top of both political parties, but also at the top of sort of American society, there's this puckering of don't make fun of me, don't ridicule me, don't laugh at me. But generally, as Americans, we like being made fun of. You're doing shows in big Democrat cities, right? Chicago's a big Democrat city. Boston, you're in Boston. That's a big Democrat city, right? Like, do you find that the normal people that go to comedy clubs are like, oh, don't make fun of Joe Biden. That hurts my feelings.
That anyone that's at a comedy club, I wish everyone understood. From my perspective, when you enter a comedy club, you enter a moral contract. And that contract is you're here to laugh. So leave that shit at the door. I don't care if you're at expense. If you're in the audience, you have signed a moral contract that you are at the expense of the comedian and the rest of the crowd. I don't think there shouldn't be limits, you know, like we should be able to make fun of everything, and I don't mind, I don't care. I'm not talking for everybody. I don't care. Everyone's their own person, but like, in my opinion, yeah, when you go to a comedy club, you know, you sign a moral contract. We're here to have fun. We're here to make jokes. It's the end of the night. We don't start it in the morning. I don't wake you up and go, listen to this joke. I'm gonna make fun of you now. Good morning. It's like, no, it's before we go to bed. It's the last thing. It's a 9 o'clock show. It's a 10 o'clock show. It's a 7 o'clock show. It's the end of the day. You spend all day soaking up the media, all this bullshit, people dying, people getting their cars stolen, people shitting on the subway. You go through that. You see that all day. You're like, this sucks. And then the last thing you do is you walk into a comedy club, you get a drink, you sit down with your friend, your girlfriend, your group of friends, and you have a laugh. And I think that's why comedy clubs are, you know, they're critical, and everywhere should have them. It's where you go at the end of the day. It's where I end my day every single day. I do comedy every night. And I think it's healthy that I get to be around people poking fun at everything at the end of every day.
So that's such a remarkably healthy theory on life, and it's something that I think that American culture is coming back to. There was a Tom Brady roast. There's a Tom Brady roast on Netflix that included jokes that may have that were from the 80s for sure.
Yeah,
you're right. Like in their offensiveness.
We don't have comics like Don Rickles anymore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, who would literally just go through the crowd and make fun of everybody, and everyone had a laugh. If you panned out in those, I watch old tapes every day of Lisa Lampanelli, of Don Rickles, of Joan Rivers. You watch these icons of comedy, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and no one was safe from comedy, and no one should be. No one deserves that. Right.
Yes.
You get a bunch of amendments and rights and all that, but being safe from a joke is not one of them.
That's exactly right. Is comedy back?
Fuck. You know what? Here's my take. I've seen it. I came in at a really bad time for comedy. I came in towards, you know, the switch of office. I started comedy during that, which was already an insane historical like madness. And then I came in during the height of the pandemic when nothing was open and you weren't even allowed to go to comedy clubs. Comedians weren't allowed. Comedians were doing shows in their backyards or in parks. I remember, like, I was doing an open mic called Out in the Open Mic, and I was literally in a park telling jokes for people sitting on blankets because people were doing anything they could for a laugh. And it's affected society in so many ways, obviously the pandemic, but I think taking away our laughs, I think we went laughless for a while. Especially during the pandemic, and we relied on TikToks from people at home. But that gets boring. You know, like after a while, you can't have this anymore. You want to go have that human experience at a comedy club, and that was totally taken away from us. And that's when I started, where I could only do that one open mic in the South Side, like I said. And then I literally got to watch as a young comic, which I still am. I get to watch, you know, the world reopen, and I got to watch every comedy club. I got to watch the comedy clubs go from limited capacity to full capacity. I got to watch the doors open. I got to watch 7 nights a week again. People going back on tour, theaters opening. Netflix is a joke just happened. I've watched comedy fully come back from the dead, I think. And I don't think we're fully back. Because there's obviously still people that think that there's some people that should be safe from being made fun of. But I think everyone should be made fun of. I think everyone deserves to be made fun of. I think it should be an honor to be made fun of. If someone's making fun of you, like I said, everything we do, it's like comedians don't really have a bad heart, in my opinion. At least I don't. And I'm not making fun of you to actually hurt you, bring you down. I'm making fun of you because it's like, hey, you want to be in on the joke? Be in it. It's fun. We're laughing. Come on. You know what I mean? It's Tom Brady. Yeah. He just did that roast. He literally was just basically like, yeah, I'll be the butt of the joke. And I think we should all take something from that. You know what I mean? We haven't seen those Comedy Central roasts in a while, and it was cool to have that back.
It's humanizing. It's good for the soul, and it's also good to not take yourself so damn seriously. Like that's actually torturous for the soul.
That's why I have a mustache.
This is why I don't
hate it.
Really?
Yeah,
sharp. Sharp.
Thank you.
So my final question for you, you know, so it seems so you've survived, and now you're thriving, and now you're going you're viral. Now you're on everything. So it's
it's cool.
If we've gone past the Netflix staff walking out because they were offended by Dave Chappelle, that doesn't happen anymore. I think that's such a good thing, right? Like, because that was terrible to see. Like, Dave Chappelle told a joke I didn't like, and so I'm gonna torture my employer and try and like get Dave Chappelle canceled.
Yeah.
Does Dave Chappelle deserve a lot of?
He's a root of comedy.
Yes. What do you think of him?
I love Dave Chappelle. He's a goat.
Yeah.
He's the goat. He's done so much. He's done so much, and he's one of the greatest stand-up comedians to ever live. And any stand-up comedian, most stand-up comedians will tell you that.
So I know you're not overtly political, but I got to ask, because Trump's like a pretty funny dude. Like, you just hear the speeches, and if you're just listening and you're not like seething and angry, he's like very funny, like a very entertaining person to listen to. You just look at the guy and you laugh, right? He's a caricature of himself. Your thoughts on Trump?
I will say by far the most entertaining presidential figure that I've seen in my lifetime. I guess that's what I'll say. For good or for bad, it's always entertaining. And it's one of those things where he goes on TV and you're like, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, all righty. So every comedian, you have different things. Like when Joe Biden speaks, you're like, oh, he's up. You know what I mean? Like, so there's different, like we have different, he was very entertaining, and
he's up.
That's what I'll say. I'll just say
he's
that
awake.
He's very entertaining, and he was in television for years, so he knows what he's doing in front of the camera. For better or for worse.
You have I think you have a really remarkable and exciting career ahead of you. It's neat. I just followed your accounts. Now I'm seeing your accounts blow up. It's really fun.
Yeah, they've done a lot in the last 2 days, and that's kind of something do we have like a second? Can I say one thing to the people that are listening?
Please.
I do want to say thank you to everyone that's like new to my page and my stuff, and what I just told on my last interview. You guys got me really early. I'm new into my career. I'm only a few years in, and I'm really figuring things out. I'm not like a touring headliner. I don't have an hour. I don't have a special. I'm young. I'm 23 years old, and I'm figuring out my comedic personality and my persona and my point of view. And I think it's really cool that you guys are here. And I will say, if you're looking for a special, if you're looking for an hour, if you're looking for a world tour, the door's open for you to head out. But if you're willing to come in and hang out and watch my career grow and my material grow and change and adapt and my persona grow as a human and as an adult, I love that you guys are here, but you're here early, and I hope you guys stick around because, in the next few years, we'll get to what you guys want.
You can see right here
that's the Comedy Store in La Jolla. I'll be headlining that room May 22nd. That's San Diego. That's one of my favorite clubs. That's the club I grew up walking past every day.
And this is a life dream for you come true.
When I was in second grade, we had a "What do you want to do?" project, and mine has always been to be a comedian. And like I said, I sold tickets to my living room, and that comedy club. I went to elementary school across the street, and I would walk past it every day. And I'm new. I'm only a few years in. I'm just doing 20-minute showcase sets. Those are all showcases you can see coming up, and they're a fun time. Oh, that's my January schedule. That's old, but.
So this is the recent schedule. This is the most recent schedule right here.
That's my current schedule. Yeah.
Set your link tree.
Yeah, I'm in Boston right now. I'm going to Wisconsin, all my Chicago stuff, and then I have my San Diego shows on there. And yeah, I'm just doing like 15, 20-minute sets, and I do my material. And every show, you can expect me to jump in the crowd and do crowd work. I did last night. There was a guy in my audience wearing bells, and I had to ruin him for that, and I didn't appreciate it. But
bells?
It was a long story. The guy had a bell on him. It was annoying. But all I can say is, I'm here early, guys, and I hope you guys can stick around and support me while I, grow my career and my material and my POV, and hopefully I can make some more points moving forward. But for now, I'm here to be goofy.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Josh, Ocean, Thomas, what is the most offensive joke you've ever told? Last question.
The most offensive joke I've ever told. Oh my gosh. I feel like, oh, nice. A little glory shot. Thank you. Appreciate it. I do. I like to show my life on my Instagram as well. It's not just my most offensive joke. Jesus. I think my ex-girlfriend can tell you it's the one that I write about her that I tell every night. So
okay.
You'll just have to come to the shows.
All right. We'll send producer ALX. ALX, you're going to the show tonight.
You're coming in. I'm going to give
tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow,
I can't believe
think
I'm saying this, but I'm going to give you a free ticket that has the resale value of $9, and that's on me. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the peak of my success right now, so the least I could do is pull an Oprah and give. So to you, ALX, you get one ticket. If you have a friend that you want to bring as well, I'll send you the ticket link. You'll have to buy that one. But the one is on me, and I'll get you a seat, and it'll be good. Yeah, that thumbnail I'm really upset about.
Look at this.
That's the thumbnail they picked. They got me.
Biden. How does Biden look better than you, dude?
That's one of the most offensive things I've ever heard that you just said to me.
I'm sorry. This is the Fox News editor. Shame on them.
I think my phone's about to die too. So if this leaves, everyone, this has been a pleasure. But what I will tell you is they got a perfect screen grab of me eye to eye with Joe Biden mid-orgasm. I don't know who picked this thumbnail, but I'm not excited about it. It looks like we're both like, it's happening. So not excited about that.
That's only a face that Ashley Biden knows. All right, so thank you, Josh. This is amazing. Everybody go and support Josh. ALX will be there tonight and report back.
Hell yeah! Like I said,
this
guys,
weekend and report back.
I'm just upcoming. I'm not where I need to be yet, but I'd love to have you guys there for the ride, and hopefully I can grow as a comic and have you guys by my side for it.
Amazing. Okay, keep like telling jokes. Okay, tell jokes about us. Tell jokes about Trump. Tell jokes about everybody. Right?
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate it. I'm gonna, I'm on my bunker. I'm gonna go pray 4 times, on the sun cycle, and we'll call it a day.
Later, Josh.
All right, guys. Also, this is the only show my uncle watched, so return my call, please. Bye, guys.